the gridiron or courtside, you know what time it is. It's
Sports plus life. Sports plus life.
ringside or front court or field pass, we ballin', no. Knuckle up or buckle up, I tell it like it is when I'm on my show. Home run, slam dunk, knockout, or got to go.
Sports plus life.
Yeah.
Sports plus life.
Ah.
Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's really good? It's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life. You heard? We doing a throwback today, and you already know what's going down. Guess what? Turn it off, turn it off, turn it all the way off. Now, cut. Okay, yo, what's good, people? Again, please allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Brandon Brevon Towns. This is Sports Plus Life, that there sports podcast where we talk about all of the necessary topics in sports and all of the necessary topics in life. And when I say this is a throwback, this is how I used to do it when this show first started. Almost 3 years ago, I used to put in about two episodes per week, and I just did the last episode 2 days ago, and I don't go back to work till tomorrow, so I was free today, so I just figured, hey, let me go ahead and knock out another pod, kickity, you know what I'm saying, for shiggity, for all of my five liggities. It means listeners, not ladies. Some people want to get things. Some people want to get things fucked up. I know how you work. But anyway, man, how is everybody doing? It feels good outside. What a nice little 86-degree day here in the Richmond, VA, and yeah, I wanted to do a podcast because we just finished with the basketball season. And I'm like, hell, why not? Oops, I didn't put my phone on vibrate. I will do just that. But either way you look at it, it's a beautiful day. Like I said, I go back to work tomorrow. I still don't have my vision back, but I'm still very blessed that I've come out of this situation that I was in, again, having a stroke about a week and a half ago. But I've come out of it very well, outside of, my vision not fully being back and me not being able to do my job the way that I usually do it, being a package delivery driver. But I'll be training people. I haven't forgotten how to do the job. And low key, I've been wanting to be a trainer for a while. But anyway, without further ado, folk, let's get to it, bro. As I said just a couple of seconds ago, the NBA season has come to a close, and it was in 6 games in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the Milwaukee Bucks put away the Phoenix Suns by a score of 105-98. Giannis Antetokounmpo had a Herculean effort. He dropped 50. He dropped damn near half of their points to put away the Phoenix Suns, who, by the way, at one point in this series had a 2-0 lead. And Milwaukee wins their first title in 50 years, since 1971, since Lou Alcindor, a.k.a. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, was taking the court with the big O Oscar Robertson. And once again, like I said 2 days ago, this is a series that is just epitomized what all of these talking heads in sports media had done the entire NBA postseason, writing teams off too early, being too much prisoner of the moment, seeing one game and saying, "Oh my God, that's the way the series is gonna pan out."
You niggas are crazy.
And honestly, not knowing what the fuck they're talking about. To be honest with you, not knowing what they're talking about, because I heard a lot of people saying after this series was 2-0 Phoenix that Phoenix was going to sweep Milwaukee, or Milwaukee would be lucky to get a game. Well, what happened is Phoenix went up 2-0. They didn't win another game. They ended up getting swept after game 2. Doesn't count as a sweep, but Phoenix lost 4 straight games to the Milwaukee Bucks, who deserve it. They deserve it. Like I said, for the last couple of shows, I'm not emotionally invested with either team. I would be happy if either team won. I had my reasons of being happy. I gave them the last show. but I loved seeing what I saw when the Bucks won the championship. I loved seeing it. I love seeing the two longtime Bucks, Giannis and Middleton. They got to Milwaukee the same year. Giannis was drafted by Milwaukee in 2013. Middleton, who was drafted the season before, was traded from the Detroit Pistons in the summer of 2013. So these are lifelong Bucks. I mean, I understand that Detroit drafted Middleton, like I said, a year before. I love this. I love seeing shit like this. And I know there have been a lot of people who have been low-key trying to poo-poo on it. Well, the injuries, blah, blah, blah. And I've said time after time, show after show, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it because injuries are a part of the game. They are a part of this thing that we love called sports. Okay? Injuries play a part in every team sport aspect. I don't give a damn what it is. Injuries play a part. You know what? You have to beat who's in front of you. It's that simple. It's that simple. You have to beat who's in front of you. You know, Vegas odds have already come out. The Brooklyn Nets are the favorite to win next year's championship. They're favored to beat the Lakers. Understandably so. The Lakers have a lot of retooling to do. Brooklyn, not so much. Milwaukee comes in third. I don't even know if Phoenix is on the board because, for one, you don't know what's going to happen with Chris Paul. I hope Chris Paul stays in Phoenix. He has a $44 million player option. I mean, he could opt out and look for free agency, look for another $100 million contract to a team that will give it to him. I mean, I don't know if Phoenix is going to give him $100 million because you still have to pay DeAndre Ayton. You still have to pay Mikal Bridges. And now New York, I believe New York would throw it at him. New York would throw it at him faster than a strip. You know what? Never mind. Bye, bitch. I don't even go there. But New York would pay him. New York would pay him to have him come alongside Julius Randle. Don't know if they would keep Derrick Rose. Tom Thibodeau's the coach, so I would imagine so. And I actually, if he went to New York with Randle, with Barrett, never really sold on Barrett, but whatever. With the resurrection of Derrick Rose, I could see the New York Knicks being an Eastern Conference championship contending team. I could see that. But I personally would like to see him stay in Phoenix because you have a bunch of young guys who have bought into you. They've bought into you. You go to New York and, okay, Julius Randle, he's about 27 years old. Okay, fine. Derrick Rose has been an MVP. You're not going to yell at him and think, even though he is younger than you, but he's accomplished individually more than you. Individually. Now, he's never been to the finals, which you just came from for your first time, but his people in the world of the NBA at one point 10 years ago thought that he was the best in the business. Now, I thought Chris Paul should have won MVP this year, but I remember 10 years ago, I damn sure had no disagreement with Derrick Rose winning the MVP back in 2011. So, like I said, for me, I would like to see him stay with Phoenix. But you know what? This ain't even about Phoenix. This ain't about what Chris Paul is going to do. This ain't about what the Lakers are going to do. This ain't about what the Brooklyn Nets are going to do. This is about the Milwaukee Bucks. Biatch. This is about the Bucks. I love seeing shit like this. I love seeing the underdog win. And what's crazy is that if at the beginning of the season, this is why I'm not poo-pooing on Phoenix. At the beginning of the season, if you had told me that the NBA Finals was going to be between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns, from the Milwaukee side of things, I'd have been like, okay, all right. You know, they've had the best season. They've had the best record in the regular season the last 2 years, so they finally broken through. Okay, cool. Now, if you'd have said Phoenix, I'd have been like, get out of here. Come on. Talking about a team that hadn't been to the playoffs in over a decade. The last time the Phoenix Suns were in the playoffs, things in my life were so different. I was not yet a husband. I was not yet a father. You know, life was so much more simple the last time the Phoenix Suns were in the playoffs. I'm going to be honest with you. So if you're saying, but when Chris Paul went to Phoenix, I said, okay, they'll get to the playoffs. I didn't know, me or anybody else did not see them getting to the finals. Now, I understand how the narrative can change based on one's regular season. So I understand that when Phoenix finished this regular season with the second best record, you kind of had higher expectations from them. But you know what? No, we didn't. Do you know why? Because of who they got matched up with in the first round of the playoffs. We all thought Phoenix was going home in round one. We were like, well, damn. Phoenix had this great regular season. They back in the playoffs for the first time in over a decade. They got the second best record in the league, and you got to deal with LeBron James and Anthony Davis and the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers in round one. Good luck, Phoenix. Goodbye, Phoenix. It didn't work out that way. Phoenix dispatched them. So, and I said this a couple months ago, the stars appear to be aligning for a couple of teams, whether it's because of the injury bug or whatever. The stars were starting to align for teams like the Phoenix Suns, like the Milwaukee Bucks, like the Atlanta Hawks, like the Los Angeles Clippers. The stars were starting to align, and what happened is we got Phoenix, we got Milwaukee, and we actually had an outstanding NBA Finals. We did. The 2021 NBA Finals were spectacular. They really were. Particularly games 4, 5, and 6. You know, game 1, Phoenix kept them at bay. Chris Paul played great. Phoenix kept them at bay every time Milwaukee. That's what game 1 and 2 was like. Phoenix kept Milwaukee at bay every time they tried to make a run. Phoenix seemed to be too much for them. They win the first 2 games. Game 3, Milwaukee blows Phoenix out. But from game 4, 5, and 6, oh my goodness. I mean, great games. You have iconic moments like Giannis's block on Ayton on the alley-oop attempt, and then the steal by Drew Holiday the next game on Devin Booker, which led to the alley-oop and the for whatever reason foul by Chris Paul when Giannis was dunking. That might go down as one of the stupidest plays in finals history, but it is what it is. The NBA Finals were spectacular. They were. And you know what? Like I said, I don't give a damn if you didn't see LeBron James in there. I didn't give a damn if you didn't see Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving or whoever the regulars are, who, you used to sing Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, even though I think the Warriors are going to have a lot to say about who comes out of the West next year. But we'll get into that in a minute. But like right now, hats off to the Milwaukee Bucks. I love seeing shit like this. You think about a guy like Chris Middleton, who, again, was drafted in the second round, spent some time in the G League, the first player in NBA history to go from G League player to NBA All-Star. But then you always heard, well, do you really think Chris Middleton can be the second best player on a championship team? No. Well, guess what? He was the second best player, averaged 24 points a game in the NBA Finals, including Game 4 where he put up 40 points, and he's the best player on a motherfucking championship team. How do you like it now? Biatch. I love seeing shit like this. I do, because I heard for the last 3 years, Middleton can't be your second best player on a championship team. Guess what? If I'm Middleton, I'm pulling a Chris Brown. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Yeah. Hey, I'm getting chips, bitch. I'm sorry. That's just me. That's just me. I love seeing stuff like that. Drew Holiday. When you bring Drew Holiday over in a trade and you sign him to an extension, you're like, yeah, well, Drew Holiday, he's a good defender. Drew Holiday is a great defender. Drew Holiday is the best defender at the guard position in the NBA. He's the best. Top notch. He is the best at the guard position. You see how the series changed as soon as they put Drew Holiday on Chris Paul. The series changed. Now, where Drew Holiday can be a liability is sometimes his shot can absolutely suck. Like on the other night at Game 6, I want to say he was 4 for 19. He shot horrible, but his defense was elite. And then on top of that, he distributes the ball very well. He damn near had a triple-double. Only had 12 points, but had 11 assists and 9 rebounds. Drew Holiday, he's a champion now. And now he's going on him, Middleton, and Devin Booker. That's a weird flight. They're now going to Tokyo to play in the Olympics for Team USA. Ain't that a bitch? But I love seeing stuff like that. P.J. Tucker,
Excellent.
the person who brought the manhood to the Milwaukee Bucks. P.J. Tucker, traded from Houston before the trade deadline, brought the manhood to the Bucks. He's not as good a defender as Jrue Holiday is, but he's physical. He's a tough guy. He's a tough guy, and every team needs one of them. Every team needs one of those guys. And it's just happy to see PJ's another guy who had to play overseas, and then to come back and you find, okay, this is what I specialize in. I specialize in defense. Okay, so I'm going to find a niche. I'm going to find a home. He found a home in Houston. And like I said, Houston, who feels sorry for Steven Silas, the black coach, when he gets signed. Initially, when he signs to be the head coach, you got Russell Westbrook, James Harden, P.J. Tucker, and then all of a sudden, you have none of those guys. But for P.J. Tucker, so happy for him that he is now a champion. And now, look, some people are starting to say, can this be a Milwaukee Bucks dynasty? I ain't going that far yet. This could be a situation just like 10 years ago when you had the Dallas Mavericks. You put Dirk around a bunch of former All-Stars, but who are still really good players, and you get over the hump. You play good team basketball, and you get over the hump, and you win. This could be that type of situation. Now, it could be that you have maybe a slither of hope as far as, I don't want to say dynasty, but seeing another title, because you figure the core now, the Milwaukee Bucks, is young enough. If they stay together, I don't see them going anywhere. I think they have the right type of personalities that would stay in a place like Milwaukee. It's like San Antonio Central almost. You know, Giannis, he ain't going nowhere. Middleton, he ain't going nowhere. I don't think Jrue Holiday is going anywhere. But now you have to start looking at the ages, all right? Middleton is 29, about to be 30. Jrue Holiday just turned 31. Giannis, of course, is 26. He's the best player, and he's the baby of the group. Lopez, he's 33. I see him. Do you see him sticking around for another 3 seasons? PJ Tucker is about 34. Do you see him sticking around? Now, you get back Dante DiVincenzo. You know, is a guy like Bobby Portis, who is loved in Milwaukee. Is he gonna stay? Because if he stays, he's gonna have to stay at a discount. Okay, his price has went up with his play in the finals, but he's loved in Milwaukee. They were chanting Bobby after they interviewed Giannis and Middleton. They're interviewing Jrue Holiday, and after Jrue Holiday's about finished, they're chanting Bobby. So you love, you know, is this team going to stay together? That's basically, does this team stay together? You know, you might make your tweaks. You know, you got, like I said, you got DiVincenzo coming back. What are you going to do with Pat Connaughton? Are you going to hang on to Jeff Teague for the Budenholzer factor? Who knows? But I'm not going to sit here and say dynasty, but I do think they could win another one in the next 3 years. Okay, I would give their window, particularly with their core of players. See, the thing about the San Antonio Spurs is that when Duncan had won a championship with David Robinson already in '99, but when you threw along Tony Parker in 2001, Tony Parker, and then Manu Ginobili a year later, all of those guys were still young. Tim Duncan was still in his 20s. Tony Parker was 19 when he joined the Spurs. Manu Ginobili was very young. Like I said, now your core of players with Milwaukee are nearing or already in their 30s. Middleton is about to be 30. Holiday is 31. Again, Lopez is 33. Tucker is 34. DiVincenzo is still young. Connaughton is still young. Bobby Portis is still young. So it's like, what do you do? You know, what do you do? So when you say dynasty with the Milwaukee Bucks, I'm like, okay. Now, granted, when it comes to the Eastern Conference, the Brooklyn Nets are going to be that monster that people have to deal with, at least for the next 2 years. At least for the next 2. So, do you stay the course? Are you battling it out? Because if I was Milwaukee, I would definitely try to recruit another shooter. And this whole notion of, well, who wants to play in Milwaukee? That's why I'm glad that the Bucks won. Because sports media has glorified big cities and has devalued smaller markets so much that it's ridiculous. I loved seeing Milwaukee win. I mean, now in the NFL, that doesn't really matter. That's the only sport where I can say that. Well, and I guess in baseball. But when it comes to basketball, it is all about, no, well, you want to play in California, or you want to play in Florida, you want to play in Miami, or you want to play in New York. Man, when I was growing up, in the 90s, there was parity all over the league. Indiana had a couple of stars. Utah would have a couple of stars. Even Sacramento would have a couple of stars. These San Antonio. What the hell? I mean, and the thing about it is, in the 90s, New York or Los Angeles, they didn't get any titles. The Lakers went to the finals in 91. The Knicks went in 94 and 99. None of them won. It was Detroit, Chicago, Houston, and San Antonio. That was how it was when I was growing up. And the parity was perfectly fair. I don't know when, and this happened, I don't know when in this social media era, that it's all about the major markets and to hell with the small markets. In the Stephen A. Smith world of basketball, the finals would be in Cali, Miami, or New York every year. Every year. And I love Stephen A. Smith, but that annoys me about him. Honestly. But we'll get into that a little later, probably on another day. I have my man Tony with me. We're gonna start off talking Milwaukee Bucks, and then you know how we do it. I try to keep it to a time limit, but the one thing about Sports Plus Life, ain't no damn time limit. When we start talking, we just bros talking sports. What up, bro?
Yo, what's going on?
Well, we just got finished talking about my physical health while we were off wax.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, all right. Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks, a small market team. Giannis, he ended up, doing the right thing as far as signing the Supermax, and delivering the title to Milwaukee. What's your thoughts?
Happy for Giannis. All you can do is play the game. Overcome what's before you. I say that for the detractors and the what ifs and the
right.
If this had happened and that had happened. Phoenix was a good team, but Phoenix coaching fell apart. Milwaukee played more like a team, where Phoenix devolved to an ISO
hero
over
ball.
The hill, Chris Paul, who personally should shoulder a lot of the blame for their collapse, and for Booker, hero ball, and crying for a foul. Every time you take a contested 2 people hands in your face shot, they don't make it. Whereas Milwaukee, they tapped into pretty much every resource they had. Guys you never would have predicted would have had any kind of impact. They played their roles. They did their jobs and they had the impact. Whether it was the Bobby Portises of the world, Chris Middleton stepped up. Drew Holiday, they did what was asked of them. Whereas Suns, where were the alley-oops, the Ayton? They were there before. They just forgot how to do that in the finals. I don't get it. You take one of your most efficient guys and basically relegate him to just being a rebounder and a defender. They needed that offense that he provided.
I'm going to be honest with you. I thought Ayton looked soft in Game 6.
He did. It's like he fell apart after the first 3 games. it started to go downhill for him. He stopped playing aggressive. Maybe it was the foul calls, but that has nothing to do with his offense. Looking to score. I don't know. I don't. But again, that falls on coaching. It does. It falls on coaching.
Now, I'm pretty sure, people, particularly in sports media, are so prisoner of the moment. Just like they were prisoner of the moment. Like throughout these playoffs, everybody pretty much didn't know what the hell they were talking about because they made their prediction of what the finality of a series was going to be after 1 or 2 games, only to be completely wrong. I mean, we heard that throughout the playoffs. So, but now what I'm starting to hear now is dynasty in Milwaukee. And I think this is another prisoner of the moment thing. But what do you think about that?
I think that people made predictions based on projections. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there is some historical proof on that side that usually it does kind of pan out that way. I just had a conversation today. I'm not going to take away from Milwaukee because somebody had to win it. And they stepped up. They won it. They maintain their health, which in today's NBA is a feat unto itself. With these soft dudes, they should get Iron Man awards for playing 82 games. So,
you know what I'm saying? AC Green,
deserve to win.
AC Green played damn near 1,000 games straight. It's really a task now to get people to play 82, to play one season.
Right, but let's be clear. The road was made easier because of that softness. The road was made easier because of injuries. Would they have beaten a healthy Brooklyn team? We'll never know because they didn't play a healthy Brooklyn team. But on paper, it is what it is. So they are the champs, and no one can take that from them until somebody does. And that's just how it is. Now, in terms of dynasty, let's be realistic. There are no more dynasties in the NBA. I mean, the Golden State probably was the last of that kind because these guys can't play 82 games. They can't stay. So even if they team up, you're not guaranteed to field that super team. We saw this with all the super teams actually in the playoffs. So the dynasty part, I don't see that happening again. I just don't see it happening.
Now, the one thing that I will say, and I agree with you, I said, let's slow down on the dynasty talk. Let's at least get them a second championship. Now, the one thing I will say is that with the Brooklyn situation, you might have to look out. You have to look out for that at least for the next 2 years. At least for the next 2 years. I believe that Milwaukee does have the makeup as far as the personalities on that team that would actually be there for, let's just say, the next 5 years. Let's say for the next 5 years. I could see them winning another title, just one. I don't see dynasty, but when it comes to the Eastern Conference, and we don't know what's going to happen with the Eastern Conference because we don't know how teams are going to develop. We don't know what free agents are going to go there. For all we know, Chris Paul could head to New York and the Knicks could be in the Eastern Conference Finals next year. We don't know. But when it comes to the dynasty, I say slow down. But do you think they could win another title within the next 3 years?
I think it's going to be rough. And I say that because the teams that are in the top in the East, they have pieces that are going to be moving around and pieces coming back. Atlanta's going to get stronger. They had a piece, a central piece to their team that was out injured. They're going to get that back. So
DeAndre Hunter, yeah,
exactly. They're going to get that back. They're going to be there. People want to say, oh, well, Brooklyn, they got all they're going to ever have. No, they're going to jettison DeAndre Jordan, and they're going to jettison Spencer Dinwiddie, and they're going to get a serviceable big man in, which changes their team, because rebound and rim protection.
Right.
is a big thing. Philly, they're going to move Simmons. Now, what they move Simmons for determines where Philly will be. But even just without the Simmons dynamic, Philly is what they are. They're a playoff team and legitimate.
Right.
So if they add a plus, anything plus to Simmons, they're going to be a bigger threat. Boston is going to make some moves. They're going to make some adjustments. They're going to be different now that the previous regime is gone. It's no. You no more than you can pick somebody out of West and say they're definitively going to be there. The East is wide open. It's wide open, but as stated, Milwaukee was the best team in the NBA this year. Best and healthiest, and that's all that matters. But looking ahead, I don't see a repeat. I think the gauntlet is pretty tough, and while they do have a good makeup as a team, I think that there are combinations that could outdo theirs. And Giannis this is including Giannis. Giannis is great, but the weakness still with Milwaukee and with Giannis in particular is his game really hasn't evolved. And that gets exposed eventually. Fortunately, he played against a team where they couldn't expose him.
Well, the fact that they couldn't expose him comes with the simple fact of no matter what happens from here on out, he has his title. He's validated himself. He's validated his contract. I said earlier, before we got on the line, I love seeing shit like this, particularly when it comes to guys like Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, PJ Tucker. I love seeing this because this may be their one shining moment, but you can't take it away from them.
I mean, one shining moment is all that you need. No one says in order to have your career be a success, you have to win multiple titles. Some guys go to Hall of Fame and never win one.
Right.
So for you to go to the mountaintop one time, that's all you needed, really, for team validation. You can get your individual validation by induction into the Hall of Fame, but team validation, you only got to win it one time. If you repeat or win multiple, that's icing.
Yeah, because think about how things are going to change now for Budenholzer. Remember, 2 months ago, he was about to get fired. Everybody had him on the chopping block. Now that he's won his title, you're not going to hear anything in regards to Budenholzer anymore. Because you think about this. Rick Carlisle for the Dallas Mavericks, they won their title 10 years ago, right? They won their title 10 years ago.
He's just now, exactly, he's just now answering for mediocrity.
Right, they haven't been out of the first round since that title. They haven't been out of the first round since winning in 2011. And really, they're not even asking him about it. They're not even asking him about it. They're just really more or less just mentioning it. Well, you are it comes first. Well, you are a champion coach, but you haven't been out of the first round in 10 years. But you're a champion. That's the type of treatment that Budenholzer is going to get now. I don't think that he will have that problem. I don't think that he will be stuck in the first round for a decade. I don't believe that. I believe they'll get out of the first round next year. As a matter of fact, it wouldn't surprise me if they were back in the Eastern Conference Finals next year. But it's kind of the Toronto syndrome where, Toronto got their title. They're good for the next 20 years.
Well, I'll say this, and prior to that title, I don't know how desirable Kyle Lowry was, but after the title, that's the solution for everybody. That was the alleged solution for everybody's problems at the trade deadline that didn't happen. But Giannis, Middleton, Drew, all you guys, you're about to find out how difficult it is to repeat, three-peat, all of the peats.
You ain't lying.
That's it. And you had a recent when people stepped out on won the championship and then stepped out on a limb, not one, not two, not three. Yeah, that don't usually work out, but we'll see.
Yeah, and by the way, what'd you think of Space Jam?
Trash, utter nostalgic. I think that, boy, this dude is chasing this man go so hard.
You ain't lying.
You just gonna put that out there anyway. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Just let it go.
Yeah, the only thing I can say about Space Jam is, well, my kids enjoyed it. You know? But they don't never want to watch it again.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Let it go. That's all I can say about that.
Now, okay, hold on. Let's play. Let me pick your brain here right quick, because you know there are a lot of people now who are saying that Giannis is now the best player in the world. Me personally, I don't believe that. I don't think he's better than Durant. I don't have him better than Durant.
There's a number of dudes that Giannis is not better.
Well, give me,
and it's not just Durant.
Well, give me your top 5 players in the NBA right now.
Well, with the exception of these past couple games, and this finals, I'll give this. Giannis was very impactful in this final, particularly the closeout game. He made his free throws. He did what he needed to do. But there are other guys that are still currently playing the game that have had similar and or more impact over a longer period of time. Even though Giannis has been around for a minute, and statistically he puts up numbers, I cannot say that Giannis has had the impact on the game that, say, Steph Curry has had.
Right.
You know, when you change the way the games are played, when you change the way refs call games, when you change the way other entities look at the game, you know, whether it's on a college level, even kids on a playground, then I don't see anybody emulating, man, I'm going to be just like Giannis. I don't see that. You know, you during different eras, you saw people pretending to be Michael Jordan. You saw Kobe, you know, pretending to be Kobe.
Absolutely.
They were still pretending to be Michael Jordan by pretending to be Kobe.
Oh, yeah.
It was
okay.
the same shot.
Whatever.
You know, even Shaq, if you were a big, you know, heavy set dude, you was going to try to bully ball. I don't see that with Giannis, and it has nothing to do with his marketability and, you know, the foreign aspect. It just has to do with he was what he was when he came in the league. The only thing that's changed is his upper body strength, but he still plays the same game, same type of game. He hasn't developed anything when he has the skill set, much like a LeBron, to develop a game that is basically unstoppable if he put in the work to do that. So, that being said, right now, even at his age, healthy, LeBron James is still a better player overall than Giannis because he can have a bigger impact on the game. Healthy. Steph Curry is. Kevin Durant is. There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys. So, I think up until maybe this year, you might have been even able to argue Harden. I think Giannis is he's a talented pony, but he's a one-trick pony. Okay.
So you don't even have Giannis in your top 5?
A guy that size, healthy, a dude like Embiid is far more than Giannis. Healthy, Embiid is far more impactful than Giannis. I have him. That's rough. He's like right there on the verge. He could be 5, but he could also be 6, 7.
Okay.
My problem with stars is when they don't get better. They came in the league, and they came in the league based on a particular attribute, and that attribute is still carrying them. I have an issue when they don't evolve. They don't change in some way to make themselves better, because eventually people get tape on you, get film on you, and they figure out, or you get slower, your athleticism goes away, and then what?
Okay, well, I would have Giannis in my top 5 just because now I understand what you're saying as far as evolving. What I saw as far as the free throw shooting, I saw something that is there that can be like, I don't believe that he'll ever be a 85% free throw shooter, but I saw the capability to be a 75% free throw shooter. And plus, if with the free throw shooting, if you're going to improve on that, then I believe that he still has the ability to get better, particularly when it comes to his mid-range game. I don't think he has to become an all-out three-point shooter, but I believe his game can get better with the attributes that he already comes with.
You better get that, because we saw and this is why I thought, coming in the finals, Phoenix would have something for that, but we saw it in the previous series with Brooklyn, where remember when Harden was defending me, he shooed people away. Like, I don't need no help. I got this dude, because he ain't gonna back me down on strength, and he ain't gonna turn around and shoot a jumper over me. And sure enough, what did Giannis do?
Yeah.
He passed out the situation. He didn't even take the shot.
No, he didn't.
So,
But then when you saw not last night, 2 nights ago, he was shooting the fadeaway. And matter of fact, you saw it through the finals. He shot the fadeaway jump shot. He was doing things like that. I mean, like I said, I don't know. He's hard to figure. I'll put him in my top 5 on the strength of what I'll put him in the top 5 on the strength of, I think, what I've already seen. I think that he can actually get better, which is damn near scary, thinking of how good he already is. But I don't think he's better than Kevin Durant. I don't think he's better than LeBron James. He plays defense better than Steph Curry and James Harden, so I'll give him the nod there. I would give him number 3. That's on my list. I don't think he's better than Bron. I don't think he's better than KD. Honestly, I don't think he's better than a healthy Kawhi Leonard. So honestly, but Kawhi's not going to play next year. But if Kawhi was healthy, I would move Giannis down to 4. And I would have Kawhi actually at number 2 behind Kevin Durant. I would have LeBron at 3rd. What do you think?
I'm gonna take a powder on that, because that again, there's some guys I brought up Embiid, and Joel Embiid, healthy being the operative word.
Yeah.
The dude got very few holes in his game.
Very few. I just wish he would stay on the post a little more. I just hate I still hate the notion of you being 7'2" and you having your big ass out there trying to shoot some threes. That gets on my nerves. I know it is. I know.
We know he can do it. If the coach said go into the post, we know he can do it all day, every day, and there's very few people that can defend it. But there's coaching in today's NBA that says, no, take him out, take him to the outside. You 7 foot, you can shoot over anybody. Well, you can kind of do that in the post.
Yeah, right.
Well,
now,
what do I know?
Now, quickly, it was funny because we brought out the closeout game. Now, quickly, what is your best all-time closeout game? Because Giannis was special in that closeout game. I've heard a lot of people say that's the greatest closeout game they've ever seen. I can't put that over Magic Johnson. This isn't even me being a Laker fan. This is me thinking about circumstance. I know you're a Bulls fan, so my guess is you would say Jordan, Game 6, 98, Utah. Okay, cool. I can't put, for me, I can't put that over Magic because, one, he played all 5 positions in that one game. Oh, it would be Magic for you too.
Yeah, it would be Magic because based on Giannis played a great game, no doubt. You give him that. He played a great game, but Magic was everything.
Everything.
He was everything. He was all, like you said, he was all 5 positions.
And then on top of that,
all Giannis did was be Giannis.
And then on top of that, Magic was a rookie. He was 20 years old on the road in Philadelphia going against Daryl Dawkins and Dr. J and Maurice Cheeks. Magic was 20 years old, 42, 15, and 7. Oh, my gosh.
And let's be fair. In this closeout game, they were feeding Giannis. And Giannis made the shots. But they were feeding him. They were looking for him to do that. So he had the opportunities, and he made the most of the opportunities. Magic did it out of necessity. My question to those people that want to challenge that with Giannis's game, did you ever feel like Giannis was doing, other than the free throws? They were clutch free throws from a guy that's a free throw shooter.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that in that game that you could say Giannis absolutely did out of necessity. Everything else he's done in other games, like in a regular season game. You've seen those kind of numbers from Giannis. You've seen those kind of numbers in the playoffs from Giannis. So the fact that it was a closeout game, he was only doing what he was supposed to do. In the case of Magic, he was doing something out of necessity.
Right.
And succeeded at it, where, most skeptical people were probably going in that game say, ain't no way.
Right. They were saying, ain't no way. Kareem is out. We're gonna force this back to Southern California. This rookie.
So can you play Giannis at point guard? No. Can he play two guard? No. Can he play three?
Right.
That maybe starts the Giannis conversation. So no, I think it's Magic. I think it's, and as far as the Jordan thing, no. Jordan closeout games, none of them were impactful. Like none of them to me were memorable because Jordan, the things was over before they began in most cases, and you never felt like they were going to lose. So and then a lot of times his impact was indirect, drawing the triple team and then passing it to somebody, to take the shot. That's not him deferring the shot. That's him making a smart basketball play.
Right.
So I don't ever look at his closeout games in that light. They were games.
I'm shocked. I'm surprised though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised. You being the Bulls fan, but it surprised me in one aspect. But in the next, me knowing you, how logical you are. Okay.
I love Jordan, but I mean, let's keep it 100. The man never went to a Game 7 going into most of these series, with the exception of the beginning, the very first. With the exception of the Lakers, where, Lakers had the reputation and the Lakers were Lakers.
I will fight you, but I will fight you that. I will fight you on that till the day that I die.
Once they won, and once they won, like, you never got the impression that Michael Jordan was going to lose again.
Well,
but you never got that impression.
The only series that I actually thought that he may lose actually was that 98 series. Actually, but that was going into when they got up 3-1. I said, oh, they ain't losing 3 straight. Once they got up, going into that series, I said, yeah, Utah might got him on this one. But once the Bulls got up 3-1.
You actually said that?
Yeah.
After everything you had seen the previous years, you actually looked at that series and felt like Utah was gonna win.
You know why? You know why? Because coming into that season, and this is before, like, injuries didn't play as much of a part. They played a part, but for some reason, back in the 80s and the 90s, athletes were more durable, and your best athletes were more durable. And that season, the 98 season, I had the Lakers winning it all. Now, mind you, I was only 14 years old, but the NBA was my life. The NBA, the NFL, and
what is the person thinking that, brother?
Well, I guarantee.
Spike Lee didn't even believe that. Spike Lee didn't even believe it. I promise you. A couple of them times he was on that sideline. He said, "Yeah, Mike, I know you're gonna win, but."
I guarantee you, everybody in the state of Utah thought that the Jazz was gonna win that series. Maybe not the first year that they went. Yeah, we were happy to be here, but I guarantee you, in '98, they were like, "Oh, we gonna win this. We gonna win this shit." The Bulls are old. They're beaten up. Whatever. But like I said, me coming into that season, I thought honestly, when I tell you this with my heart and my soul, I thought my Lakers were going to win it all. We ended up sending 4 All-Stars that year. Shaq, Kobe, Van Exel, Eddie Jones. We end up getting swept by Utah in the Western Conference Finals. So, and then I see the Bulls struggle in 7 games with the Pacers. Yeah, going into that finals, I said, yeah, I think Utah is going to get them. Now, when it was 3-1, I said, okay, the Bulls ain't losing 3 straight. I was shocked when they lost Game 5 at home. But I said they ain't losing 3 straight. I said even if Utah wins Game 6, Michael Jordan will get you Game 7.
3 straight.
Yeah,
They what's the stat with that? They Bulls never lost 3 straight with as long as Michael Jordan was in the starting lineup. Ever. They never, as a team, lost 3 straight.
No, that's not true. They did it in '88.
I could have sped.
In 88 they were up. It was either 88 or 89. They were up 2-1 on the Pistons, and the Pistons won 3 straight. Look it up.
Or maybe it's after they won, they never lost.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because I'm sure in his early years they lost 3 straight.
Well, yeah, because Boston swept them a couple of times.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, that's what it is.
But I'm talking about when Jordan got Pippen and Grant and stuff like that. I'm saying, yeah, that the one time that I can recall them losing 3 straight was was against the Pistons when they were up 2-1 in the Eastern Finals. That's when Detroit came up with the Jordan rules.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't. As stated, I close out games. I mean, impressive by Giannis, but I the Magic thing. Those are things that are legendary. It's been a lot of players that had really good closeout games. Maybe they didn't have the point totals, but maybe they just put great, defensive rebounding effort, solid games altogether.
Ron Artest, 2010. Ron Artest, 2010, Game 7.
Yeah. The stats, points don't mean everything in terms of that. But games like that, you remembered that. The question is, 15 years from now, will you remember Giannis's game? Maybe not.
Well, I think I'll remember it because I don't believe TV will allow me to forget. But when I just brought up Ron Artest, that just came from muscle memory. That had nothing to do with television.
It's not something you're going to brag about, though. In the case of Magic, man, I remember watching Magic play all 5 positions. Who else,
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you say who else, that eliminates everybody.
Right. Right.
And you can't say that with Giannis because it's been a lot of people. All he did was outdo some numbers these guys did. He didn't do anything that, has never been done since.
Absolutely. So we definitely give our congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, here's the odd flight trip, and it's going to lead into a subject that you wanted to talk about. Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, and Devin Booker are now on a flight as Milwaukee actually had their team parade today. I'm pretty sure Devin Booker took the flight. I'm pretty sure he's not taking the same flight with Middleton and Drew Holiday. But now they're headed to Tokyo for the Olympics. Now, I've said this before. I've said this the last couple of shows. I personally would have gotten the Olympics the hell up out of Tokyo. I, at this point now, would cancel. I would postpone the Olympics till next year and totally get them out of Tokyo. Now, you wanted to discuss the Olympics, my man. I don't know where you stand on anything. I'm just reiterating what any of my listeners, the few that I got, I love you dearly. Mwah. But my few listeners know me to be consistent, and I would have gotten them the hell up out of Tokyo. Tokyo Olympics 2021. What is your thoughts, my man?
It doesn't really matter the location to me, whether it was Tokyo, whether it was right here in our own backyard. My viewpoint with the vitriol that we brown people face here in this country, and it's manifested itself with these Olympics, with the different comments in terms of the young sister Sha'Carri who made her mistake with smoking marijuana, with the sister that the shot putter that protested the anthem. This goes back to the John Carlos, Tommy Smith stripping of medals dynamic, but that vitriol that comes out, you see it a lot on Facebook with them making their comments. If you can't stand and honor our flag, then you need to leave. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. tell you what. How about all our brown asses sit it out and see how many medals this pathetic ass, tragic ass country win? Or you'll get some swimming medals, maybe, and y'all got some big white chicks that can throw the shot put, so you might win there.
Right.
But then after that, what you got? And then you'll be mad because we wouldn't run, jump, all that for your entertainment and for your country's glory. That's my opinion on it. It has nothing to do with COVID. It has nothing to do with. I'm so sick of this goes back to Laura Ingraham with her "shut up and dribble" comment in terms of LeBron. Well, when people who have status, and whether it's as a politician, as an actor, or as a sports figure, and it's always existed in sports, they get this mentality when it's contrary to what they stand for and what narrative they want to push, that when you're speaking out, no, you just a dumb jock. Shut up and dance that jig for us. Go out and dribble that ball or hit that ball. Do what you were paid to do. Well, yeah, but I don't do that 365 days a year. Okay, I'm a man first.
Right.
And as such, the things that go on in this world impact me same way they impact you. I pay my taxes like you pay your tax. I pay probably 10 times, 20 times more taxes than you'll ever pay. So I got a right to speak out. Okay, and that's just it. That's just the nature of it. But that's kind of where I'm at with the Olympics thing. For real, I mean, I understand our people want to compete and they work hard, and and some of them may be doing it for their own personal thing. It has nothing to do with America. Like I said, you can be an Olympian and not be patriotic. It has nothing to do with love of this country, because you think America's great. Don't mean I think it's great. America's never been great to me. So it's never been great to us as a people.
Right.
So any black person that's not patriotic, can you really fault them? But that's what America stands for, or is your Constitution a lie? Your Constitution says I have the right to live here and hate here if I want to. I can hate living here and still have the right to live here.
Absolutely.
So until them boats to Europe are getting prepped for your pasty ass, don't tell me to get on a boat and leave.
That's what you got me ready to break a fucking window right now. I'm so serious. Like, no, but you bro, we had a brief conversation with this the last time that we spoke. And because I remember you said, when they had initially said that the sister couldn't race the smoking weed, you said, well, what are y'all going to get? Y'all might get some swimming medals because all of the racing is going to be held by Africans and Jamaicans. So, oh my goodness. So that's how you feeling with the Olympics?
That's how I'm feeling. It is what it is. I mean, I view it as a split thing. Hey, if our people go out there and perform and win those medals, which we will, because we do, because it's just what we do, because we are the superior physical species on this planet. So when we do win those medals, accept the medals and be grateful, but don't ask us to be hypocrites and stand and put our hand over our heart and like we love this country and this country is so great. Ali said it best. I don't even have to quote the man. Everybody knows what he did and why he did it.
Absolutely.
And it hasn't changed. Nothing.
I'll quote it. No Viet Cong ever called me nigga.
And why should I fight for a country that don't even fight for me? Right now, they're trying to, again, take us back to some Jim Crow and take our voting rights away. But you want us to have the right to go run for you. You want us to do that, though. So, like I said, I think sometimes in order to get heard, you have to make the biggest and most raucous statement you can. This is a world stage. The Olympics are a world stage. Could you imagine the impact if every brown face that had a United States flag dropped what they was doing and said, we're not going to participate, and said why on national TV?
Oh my God!
Could you imagine the embarrassment?
Oh my God! Woo! Oh my God. If that were to happen, oh, Lord have mercy. That would be more coverage than the damn Olympics itself.
Now we have a president, a pragmatic president that would either A, not say anything, or B, kind of side with us because it would be politically advantageous to not show hostility. Whereas the previous idiot, would
Yeah.
he'd say all kinds of stuff and actually suggest that people probably come out and punch, people in the head and some other dumb shit.
Right.
I mean, and yes, some of that vitriol is gonna come, irregardless. But I think that would make a statement in the same way that some of these companies that are against some of these new voting rights things and they're speaking out against it. I think if their voices pulled some of that funding, if they pulled some of that funding from some of these politicians, from some of these states, it would have an impact. If it would never happen. But what if the Atlanta Hawks, the owner said, you know what, I don't think we want to be here no more. Because, this is a racist state. You're stripping voting rights. My players are there. I can't keep black players because it's hypocritical. They have them come play here and they can't even vote right here.
Oh, not just the Atlanta Hawks, the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, if they did stuff like that, it would make a change. So
I don't think the Atlanta Braves would give a fuck.
No, the Braves probably wouldn't, because they're owned by the old boys.
Yeah.
So no, they probably wouldn't. But just in general, I just think that in times like this, especially because of the COVID thing, where you feel like they shouldn't be there anyway, now is an opportunity for those that do feel that way to make that statement and just defer, just call it, just say, you know what, given the situation, you could even mention COVID in there, given the situation, the climate, the racial climate in our country, and the new voting rights regulations that are being put in place that are discriminatory toward us, and COVID, you can throw it in because it's accurate. We all decide to just, you know what, we ain't doing none of this. We go home. We'll see you in 4 years. Maybe things have changed.
3 years. 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
3 years. Yeah. Maybe something be different, and we'll consider displaying our skill then. And I say that to say, think Jesse Owens, brother. Just think Jesse Owens.
Absolutely.
In the era that he went and did it anyway, but come on, man.
He went and did it anyway, went to Nazi Germany, won multiple gold medals in front of Hitler, came back to America and still had to go in through the back of a restaurant.
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
Exactly. And it was just him. It was the Joe Lewises of the world.
Yeah.
We've always done that. We've always done that. Maybe it's time to pull that rug out from underneath them.
Yeah.
You don't respect us, then and you don't want to represent us here in this country fully. Then how about we stop representing this country?
Yeah.
In that way.
Yeah. All right. Before we go, I reluctantly bring this up. Training camp the training camp is beginning. I believe the Steelers, the Cowboys have gone into training camp. I know everybody reports this weekend, Monday the latest. I heard what your boy Jerry Jones said. Go ahead and comment.
It's a hard knock, so you'll get to see what's going on. That's all I can say in terms of that. In terms of Aaron Rodgers, Aaron needs to just man up and go play football.
Well, look, you're talking to a Broncos fan, so I want Aaron Rodgers, but I've come to the realization that, Aaron Rodgers is probably going to play this year as a Packer. If he plays at all, it's going to be with Green Bay, but he's positioned himself to where he will be out of there after this season. I play the game. You signed the contract, play the game.
Yeah, they signed a they drafted a quarterback. That was going to happen inevitably. Any way you look at it, Aaron Rodgers, they drafted a quarterback. They ain't trying to push you out the door, but you're not the coach. You're not the general manager. Stop acting like it. They've given you players. Some players were found diamonds in the rough. You were good enough to win. This year, you didn't. So stop acting like you're playing on some bum scrub team that won't do anything, won't make
like Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, exactly. You're on a good team. You had a chance to be Tom Brady this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and you lost because you lost. You got beat by a better team, or maybe you got beat by a team that played better on that day.
Yep. And they beat them twice too. They beat them twice that year too.
Yep. So stop trying to look and blame. You can't really blame management. What are you blaming management for? You know, what? Why is it you don't want to be in Green Bay no more? What did they do to you that was so terrible? Nothing. Nothing. But you're a drama queen now, and that's what you are, and that is what that is. Still a really a damn good player, damn good quarterback, but buyer beware.
Yeah, we'll beware when we get him.
Buyer beware. That's all I'll say. It's a buyer beware situation, because he is what he is, and unless you can answer that question, you know, you set yourself up for a thing, because if you don't have the things to make him happy, you now know you put your laundry in the air and blame your management for shit that they, you know, was pre-existing before you even got there. You just, you know, throw them under the bus.
All right,
and
well,
Elway is not a good match for that. You know it.
You said what?
Elway is not going to stand for that.
Oh no, because that was not Peyton Manning. No, that
wasn't his personality. He was you know, kind of that, but he had the similar personality as Aaron Rodgers, but he didn't believe in Aaron.
No. Peyton Manning is, you know, what's in-house is in-house. Long as I can run the offense, we're good.
Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. Buyer beware. If you're picking a fight with Green Bay for no particular reason, you might do it somewhere else. Initially, there literally is nothing. Ever since they drafted, what's his name, Jordan Love. Yeah, ever since they drafted him, that came out, and you know, and Aaron now says I didn't have a problem with it. Okay, yeah. So what was all the talk then when they drafted him? You know, what's the vitriol about?
My only thing about that was, you know, you would figure he would be more understanding, because he was in the same position 16 years ago. The same position when he was drafted, and Brett Favre wasn't even as old. You know what I'm saying?
So he's a good kid. He's a great kid. Well, shut up and teach him then.
Right.
Shut up and teach him for when he does have to take over. The Green Bay didn't say he's taking over next year, did he? Did they? Were they trying to trade you? Were they talking about cutting you?
They offered him a 2-year extension this past off season. He said no. Yeah.
Yeah, you turned it down. So what do you want?
It's more. This ain't about football.
Buy every player. You can't go buy every free agent.
This ain't about football. God damn it.
What is it about? Tired of cheese?
Yes.
What?
Yes. We want the
break up with a local female trying to get away from her.
We want the Colorado weed. God damn it.
Yeah, he don't want that. You know, I promise you this. You say you want him, but at his age, for him to learn to play in the Mile High, it's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing. Peyton Manning had experience playing it for years. Rodgers, it's going to be a whole learning process with him.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers would be a 2-year, 3-year fix. I know that. I would just prefer anybody over Drew Lock. He sucks.
Well, I give you that. If that's on the wish list, just anybody that's better.
Well, look, we already got Teddy Bridgewater. I wish they would cut Drew Lock now. and just give the start. Hey, look, with the team that we have outside of the quarterback position, I believe Teddy Bridgewater could take us to the playoffs. But I mean, Drew Lock, get him out of here.
Well, maybe Elway see something in him that you don't see.
Well, look, what I see in him is Jay Cutler, and that disgusts me.
Well, I can't argue with you there. I mean, that's your team.
You're right.
That's your team. I'm happy. The things are underway. I paid very little attention to what Jerry said. I heard what Jerry said. Read what Jerry said. And, I mean, sounds good. I think we have different personalities on our team now. I think our team has taken a personality shift. It remains to be seen how that manifests. It can manifest in a really good way or knucklehead way.
Giants are winning the NFC East. I just want you to know that.
Dogs. I'll say that.
Giants are winning the NFC East. The Giants are winning the NFC East because they have to. They have to.
I mean, that's a Giant problem. They feel like they have to. Don't mean it's gonna happen, but good luck with that. But I just think I got one really bold prediction, two bold predictions about my team.
Okay.
Everything else is a question mark. Even with the Dogs' personality, and it's all defense. Every dog they brought in is all defense. So I think they'll be better. One, I think we're gonna be either one or two offensively in the NFL.
Okay. All right.
And I think Zeke is gonna have a year that surprises a lot of people.
Okay.
I just think he's gonna have that kind of year. He loses almost 20 pounds, and he looks different. He looks like he did when he was a rookie.
Okay.
So that shows work ethic is coming back, and if his work ethic is coming back, we definitely are gonna have, because you got a healthy offensive line coming back. So
old.
Them niggas aren't old. Only Tyron Smith is old.
Beat up.
Well, actually, I take that back. Tyron Smith isn't old. He's
beat up
too because of being in the NFL so long. But other than him, everybody else is relatively young.
Beat up.
Who's beat up?
But we'll see. We'll see. I'm
trying to figure out who's beat up other than Tyron.
Look.
You know what Tyron Smith's problem was all these years, and he finally addressed it, refusing to get surgery.
Okay.
That was the thing. I can rehab from it. I don't want to get surgery. He finally got the surgery, but that's him.
Okay.
Zach Martin last year was a freak thing with him. He never gets hurt. So other than that, the next oldest offensive lineman is 23 years old.
Okay. We'll see.
So you got a 31-year-old, a 32-year-old in Tyron Smith, a 30-year-old in Zach Martin, and nobody else over 24.
Boy, I hear this talk every year with you Cowboy fans.
I understand you. The haters gonna hate. We already established that haters, and it's an irrational hate. Like,
that's cool.
It's an irrational hate. Considering what division they team played for, you got the Raiders, you got the Chargers.
Look. I don't give a damn about what happens with the Cowboys because I know when I'm watching Super Bowl Sunday in February, they're not gonna be there. I know that. Okay. I'm more concerned of what is happening with my team and why we won. We were at Super Bowl Sunday 5 years ago and we came out victorious. What I'm worried about is what the hell is going on with my team. I don't give a damn about it. The Cowboys ain't won nothing since I was in 7th grade. I am 38 years old now. Okay?
That being said, you know what people say? When you say, I don't give a damn, I don't care what you do, they say, keep your name out my mouth. But somebody I know that's not named me on this podcast, on their way, Cowboys Nation, somewhere during the football season, multiple times. But what do I know?
Because you don't deserve the attention you get.
Oh, boy, we don't deserve the attention.
You don't. You don't.
Still, CBS
You don't.
CBS somehow finds a way to air Denver Broncos versus anybody.
Man, that's on.
Is it worth watching though?
That's on Red Zone now. You don't even find it locally.
It could be me, you, and 9 other niggas we know versus the Denver Broncos.
That's on Red Zone now. We don't even get it locally now. Because you know why?
The Broncos on TV just so they could do shots halfway up in the press.
Oh, please. You know why the only reason why we would ever get exposed on national TV now is for 2 reasons. Von Miller's still great, and to expose how sorry Drew Lock is. That is it. That's it.
Well, that's something.
That is it. But, like I said, 5 years ago, we were raising that Super Bowl trophy. When the last time y'all did that?
But I
We
will
don't-
say this, and I'll just leave it at this. You know, no matter how you look at it, no matter how people, I don't care who raised the Super Bowl trophy. If you remove certain dynamics from the NFL, do you really still have an NFL? I don't know, man. It gets sketchy if you remove the financial impact of, I don't know, the Dallas Cowboys from the NFL.
Oh, please! I guarantee you, if you remove them sorry sons of bitches, the NFL would go forward. They would go forward. You still got the Steelers. You still got the Packers. You still got the Raiders. Oh, please.
Well, you wouldn't have the Packers if it weren't for the Cowboys.
Oh, my. See, this is the pathetic. Oh, God. Oh, I'm about to hang up on you now. No. Ugh. Throwing, I got some homework for you. Look up revenue sharing. Revenue sharing. I just threw up in my mouth.
Percentage of that certain teams give up in terms of, and I'm always giving up in terms of revenue.
Yeah,
sharing.
a lot of gulping and
You already
burping.
You already know how much the franchise is worth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about in totality.
I know.
So it's not just NFL.
I know. Hey, Jerry Jones is a great businessman. I give him that.
So and it's not peripheral. It's not like it's his oil money or something else.
Jerry Jones is a great businessman because he's a great hype man. He knows how to keep his team.
It's not about
I
that.
know.
It's not about that. It's about being.
It's about winning, right?
It's about being a national team. The Giants have the revenue that they have. They're in that over $1 billion area.
Yeah,
Why?
they've been winning.
Because they're a national team.
Yeah, but they've been winning lately too, though.
That is what it is.
Yeah, but they've been winning.
If you do not have these things, yeah, okay. If you do not have these teams, then teams like the Packers could not survive the market. They don't make enough money.
Jesus Christ.
It's about the revenue. That's the whole war with the Cowboys back in the day with Pepsi and Coke, where they were mad because Jerry signed a contract with Coke. He didn't have to sign with Pepsi. It's his team. He was already giving revenue. What I gotta sign with Pepsi so you make more money? No, I'll still give you some money, but I'm gonna sign with Coke because Coke is offering more money, and it has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, and a lot more people are doing coke who give them that type of damn attention.
You really? You gonna say that? See, this
Boy, you better be lucky. You know what? Your 90s dynasty better be lucky that social media wasn't around because 3/4 of you niggas would have been suspended.
I submit probably a third of the Broncos would have been suspended.
Well, you know what? We won't win it. We was winning.
Broncos was squeaky clean.
You know what? We was winning Super Bowls in the late 90s, not the early 90s.
Exposed that joke.
We were winning Super Bowls in the late 90s, not the early 90s. We would have had a chance to clean it up.
Brother, let me tell you something. Unless you were winning NFL championships prior to the NFL merger, anything beyond that, it's on the books. So I don't care whether you the 49ers or the Steelers or whatever. Yeah, you won the Super Bowls, and when you account for X amount of percentage of those Super Bowls. Yeah, you can talk shit when you account for X amount of those Super Bowls. I don't care when you won them. You can win one, but what do you say to those teams that didn't win one up until now?
Well, hey.
It's your first Super Bowl.
Well, guess what? My team doesn't have that problem.
So, but you kind of do.
No, we don't.
Because prior to, what were you doing? Well, Denver mostly was a Super Bowl loser. Like, literally, y'all showed up the Super Bowl to get spanked by somebody up until then.
Oh, you have to leave the 80s in the 80s, brother.
See, that's what I'm talking about. So you win one, but you don't account for what your friends have.
No, absolutely. Hey, we were. Hey, look, we were.
So when the Bengals win this year,
Oh shit.
Because they do, according to that theory, they do. When the Bengals win, the Bengals could say, "Hey, no, you can't talk about all the rest."
Oh no. Hey, look, we were 0-4 in the Super Bowl up until 1997. Okay, we lost our first 4 Super Bowls, and since then we've won 3 out of our last 4. What I am trying to say is, sir, for all of the Dallas Cowboy, I don't give a. Okay, that is all well and good, but out of those 3, we have won 3 Super Bowls since the last time y'all hoisted one. I don't want to see the attention. I don't want to see the attention with the Dallas fucking Cowboys.
Over decades, not at one time, but over decades, what were the Broncos doing?
You made me throw up in my mouth. You made me throw up in my mouth.
So, no matter how you shake it, whether you won it back then or whether you won it now, you won it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So what have you done for me lately?
Well, see, that's the main question I've been asking all of you Dallas Cowboy fans who sit out there and
You are not defending Super Bowl champions.
But you know what? That's the question that I have been asking all of you Dallas Cowboy fans who sit there and talk that talk. What have you done for? You have had whole generations of people grow. Whole babies have come out grown, graduated high school, graduated college. They have families now since the Dallas Cowboys have won anything.
Somebody, guess what? Somebody who ain't a grandparent is old enough to remember when. So what are you saying?
What I'm saying is
the Broncos was terrible long enough to have
and people
in 4 generations of humans.
That's right. But what I'm saying is that the Giants are going to win the division this year. That's all I'm trying to say.
And what I'm saying to you, crack kills.
You're right. If you think Dallas is going to win, you watch what I'm saying. What is today? Today is July 22nd, 2021. I'm going to throw this episode back at you, my brother, when the Giants win that division, and you're going to be like, damn, you were right.
Throw it all you want. You can throw it
Remember this.
Throw it all you want.
Remember this.
They overpaid for a wide receiver.
Well, I don't disagree there.
Saquon is not going to even see a full season. We already know that. Like,
we'll see.
Know how many games he played.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, it would be a first, right?
The Giants will win the division this year. Okay. All right. Now look, let me get out of here. Look, every time I say it's gonna be 30 minutes, it's been over a damn hour.
That's your fault. See, you be picking them fights.
I look. All I said was I wanted your notion. I wanted to see what your stance was on Jerry Jones, his comments. That's all.
And Jerry Jones, and maybe Donald Trump sitting around a crack pipe.
Oh well, hey, you know what? Hey, I would be sitting around motherfuckers with money.
Only difference is one of them ain't smoking, and his name is Jerry. The other 2 is smoking.
I wouldn't be smoking it. I'd be watching them. But anyway, brother. We will talk. We will chop it up in a minute.
Yes, sir. Hey, take care of yourself.
Hey, man, definitely will do. Needed this today.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later.
All
right. My man Tony made me throw up in my mouth a couple of times talking that Dallas Cowboy bullshit. But anyway, you guys watch what I say. The Giants are going to win the NFC East. This has been an exponentially long episode of Sports Plus Life, but you know what? This is what we do. 2 episodes in a week. I love it. It's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns, but I'm going to say this first. What a buzzer, what a buzzer, what a buzzer. Oh my goodness, man. When I tell you Tony sometimes gets on my nerves in a great way when I say, because we always talk. I say, yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it 30 minutes. That never happens because we get into bro talk, and that's really what it is. But anyway, like I just said before I brought the buzzer back in, this is your boy Brandon Brevon Towns. This is another episode of Sports Plus Life. If you have not yet become a subscriber, definitely hit that subscription button. Any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to leave them for me on the comment section below. Again, it's Sports Plus Life. 2 episodes in a week. How we used to do it. This is an exceptionally long episode of Sports Plus Life. But guess what? I'm out this bitch. Till next time. Till next week. I will see you then. Peace.